Hal itu dilakukan oleh pelaku-pelaku Muslim kalau mereka pasti mengatakan itu oknum. Tidak ada ajaran seperti itu. Faktanya itulah kebohongan. Mari kita lihat apa dasarnya. Selalu dasarnya adalah kitab suci atau ajaran mereka. Mari kita lihat dan simak video berikut, mudah-mudahan terjemahannya bisa membantu untuk penonton-penonton penyimak di Indonesia untuk mengikuti dan mencerna lebih cermat.
Nothing says Ramadan quite like gorging yourself with food multiple times per day while constantly bragging about fasting, then waging daily terrorist attacks against unbelievers and Muslims from the wrong sect of Islam, and then kidnapping, raping, and forcibly converting Christian and Hindu girls to a religion founded by an illiterate 7th century stone-kissing Arabian caravan robber who sucked on the tongues of little boys, proposed marriage to a baby, and raped a prepubescent girl. Gosh, when I say it like that, it kind of makes me think that there might be something terribly, terribly wrong with Islam. Forbes reports. Yet another girl in Pakistan abducted, forcibly converted, and forcibly married to her abductor. At the end of April 2020, a 14-year-old Christian girl, Mira Shabazz, was reportedly abducted and forced to marry in Faisalabad, Punjab. According to International Christian Concern, Mira Shabazz was abducted by a group of Muslim men led by Muhammad Nakash. Eyewitnesses claim that Mira was attacked while she was traveling to her workplace as a domestic worker on Sunday afternoon. Parvez Masi, Yunus Masi, and Naim Masi, the eyewitnesses, claimed that Mira's abductors forced her into a car and that Mira tried to resist. These eyewitnesses were unable to help Mira because the abductors were armed and fired several shots into the air. Mira's mother, Nagat, told International Christian Concern that she feared her daughter would be raped, forcefully converted to Islam, or even killed. The girl's mother is worried that her daughter will be mistreated by Muslim kidnappers? What is she, some sort of Islamophobe? Doesn't she know that according to the Quran, Allah loves Jews and Christians, as he says in Surah 98, verse 6? Verily, those who disbelieve in the religion of Islam, the Quran, and Prophet Muhammad, from among the people of the scripture, Jews and Christians, and al-Mushrikun, will abide in the fire of hell. They are the worst of creatures. Uh-oh, I guess I was wrong. According to the Quran, Jews and Christians are lower than dogs or pigs. I guess a mother should be worried if someone who believes in Allah's words kidnaps her daughter. Unfortunately, her concerns are not far-fetched. According to the Movement for Solidarity and Peace, MSP, a human rights organization in the country, around 1,000 Christian and Hindu women and girls are kidnapped each year, forced to convert and marry Muslim men. The victims are usually between the ages of 12 and 25. Despite these shocking statistics, the number of victims may be even higher, as many cases remain unreported, often due to the girls' families' limited financial means. Around 1,000 Christian and Hindu women and girls are kidnapped every year in Pakistan, forced to convert to Islam and married off to Muslim men. Then these women and girls are turned into baby-making machines, who spend the rest of their lives producing the next generation of kidnappers and rapists. Police typically do nothing to stop this because it's their cousins and friends who are kidnapping the Christian and Hindu girls. And after all, it's helping the spread of Islam. And besides, if you oppose what's happening and try to protect the girls, Muslims will target you for siding with Christians and Hindus against Muslims. If Christians and Hindus speak out about what's happening, there's an inevitable bloody backlash against the Christian and Hindu communities. So they're often forced to keep their mouths shut about their daughters being kidnapped, raped, and forcibly converted to Islam, because if they complain too much, they'll all be killed. But keep in mind that if you criticize the religion that produces this system of rape and forced conversion, you're a racist and a bigot. As recently as March, I wrote about the case of another Christian girl, Huma Yunus, 14 years old at the time of her abduction. Huma was allegedly abducted from her parents' home in Karachi on October 10, 2019, by a man named Abdul Jabbar of Dera Ghazi Khan, Punjab province. Other known cases from recent years include a Christian girl, Mehwish, who was kidnapped when she was just 14. It was reported that the police have not taken appropriate steps to investigate her case or attempt to rescue her. The same is true in the case of a 13-year-old Christian girl, Sana Jan. Two teenage girls, Farzana and Serish, aged 14 and 16 respectively, were abducted and subjected to gang rape perpetrated by 3 Muslim men. Despite the fact that one of the perpetrators was apprehended, the family was pressured to settle the case outside of court. Similarly, the case of Maria Sarfraz, an 11-year-old girl abducted and gang raped for 3 days, was forcibly settled out of court. The article goes on with more stories. The link is in the description box if you want to read it. But think about this. We're told by our Muslim friends that this kidnapping and rape and forced conversion has nothing to do with their religion. It has nothing to do with the Quran allowing Muslims to take female captives and rape them. It has nothing to do with the Quran commanding Muslims to violently subjugate non-Muslims. It has nothing to do with Muhammad forcing people to convert to Islam. And yet, wherever a Muslim population massively outnumbers a non-Muslim minority, we see this happening. In Pakistan, non-Muslim women and girls are kidnapped, raped, forced to convert, and married off to Muslims. Egypt is a very different place from Pakistan. It's a completely different part of the world. The only similarity is that the Muslim population massively outnumbers a non-Muslim minority. And what happens in Egypt? Christian women and girls are kidnapped, raped, forced to convert, and married off to Muslims. Northern Nigeria is a very different place from Pakistan or Egypt. It's a completely different part of the world. The only similarity is that the Muslim population massively outnumbers a non-Muslim minority. And what happens in northern Nigeria? Christian women and girls are kidnapped, raped, forced to convert, and married off to Muslims. Non-Muslims in these areas usually can't say much in their own defense without the entire Christian community being punished. That means that Christians and other non-Muslims who don't live in those areas need to speak out on their behalf. Unfortunately, Christians in the West are so busy showing our solidarity with Islam and making sure we don't offend anyone that we just can't find the time to defend the women and girls who are being kidnapped, raped, and forcibly converted in the name of Allah. If we condemn the teachings of Muhammad for the impact they've had on the world, we might hurt someone's feelings. And what could be worse than hurting someone's feelings? Jesus said in John 13, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love one for another."
So, ya, kita lihat apa yang terjadi di negara-negara yang mayoritas Muslim, ya. Muslim itu artinya orang-orang yang benar. Kalau itu tindakan oleh orang-orang yang benar, manusia yang salah itu seperti apa? Pikirkan sendiri. Mari kita berdoa keselamatan di negeri kita ini. Terus begitu juga untuk saudara-saudara kita. Kita masih tetap menganggap mereka saudara, meskipun di ajaran mereka kita adalah musuhnya. Dan ingat, jika lalu kita bermusuhan dan jika mereka adalah musuh kita, ingatlah Kristus sendiri mengatakan, kasihilah musuhmu dan berdoalah bagi mereka yang menganiaya kamu. Tuhan memberkati.